What's up, everybody? Great Lakes here, and after this being posted last night, I went to the Oregon, Ohio City Council meeting to discuss a data center. I've done a lot of research on it, talked to a lot of people in various communities within, Northwest Ohio, Ohio in general, because there's 191 data centers in Ohio. I didn't realize there were that many. Talked to some people in Dundee, Michigan, and I have my opinions on this thing. I originally planned on speaking about the data center, but everyone before me, amazing comments, amazing speakers up there. Good job, you guys. You guys did an amazing job. A lot of research out there. Wonderful. I like the fact that our community is coming together to at least look into this. So something happened that perked my attention, much like in Maumee, requiring name and address. So instead of talking about the data center, some people talked about me, and I wanted to address that. And I got to, kind of begrudgingly, I was allowed, but here we go. Check it out, guys.
Person of delegation is Gary Thompson. Mr. Thompson, if you would name and address, please, for the record.
Gary Thompson, 5808 Road, Oregon, Ohio. I live down the street from Randy. He's a good neighbor. I first got to say, I don't know if all of you have been sitting up here, if you can read that sign. When I grew up, it was illegal to have that kind of language in a public place. And I can't believe we're sitting here as a civic discourse allowing that sign to stand in this city. It says forceful, unlawful, carnal knowledge, the data center, which is a 16th century English term. It's where the word comes from. But people, if that guy's going to sit there with the sign, I don't think there's anything else to say. I mean, you can't have a conversation with someone, and I think the civic standards, if we're not going to remove it, Chief, I don't know if you can check the law. It's probably from the 1800s, but I don't know what else to say. Like, how are you supposed to have a nice conversation and have civil discourse and debate with people that come at you with foul and vulgar language?
Mr. Thompson, I agree with you 110% on that.
That's not freedom of speech.
Well, that's what they'll fight, and that's why our country is like it is today.
Then we ought to stand up for what's right, like everybody in this room's been saying, and do the right thing. And ask
Correct.
The gentleman to at least put his sign away. He has every right to be here. He has every right to come up and talk.
Correct.
But the fact that he's going to have a sign, my kids aren't here, and I used to have young kids. They're all older now. And we have, I think, someone reporting for high school about the decorum in city council sitting next to me in the audience. It's ridiculous. Having said that, everybody that's opposed to data centers, here's what I would say. We have land in the city of Oregon in an industrial park. Most of it is zoned M1. The analogy I would use, if your neighbor goes and builds a house, or that farm field next to you is really zoned M2 or R2 or R4, when they go to build a house, do you run up and say, hey, you can't build a house there? And if you're building a house there, it better be 2 stories, and it better not block my view, and it better be colored blue, and it better have windows on this side. I appreciate all of the citizens' input, and they have every right to do it. But twice, the representatives of the data center have sat right in those chairs, asked for questions from this body in the audience, and received none. And now there's a clamoring for an open house, which I think is being scheduled, if I'm not mistaken. They're following the law, and they're trying to develop a piece of property that will benefit not only the city of Oregon, but the city schools. And for all those folks, what about other uses? That piece of property has been evaluated for other uses for a very long time. And when I play golf at Eagles Landing, I would like to remind people, I see a petrol coke burning power plant. I see a refinery. I see another refinery. I see an asphalt plant. I see Cleveland Cliffs. So Oregon has its share of industry, and it's what makes Oregon, in my opinion, a great place to live, because we can pay for our police, we can pay for our fire, we can pick up trash, unlimited, I think.
Yes.
We have great parks. We pave our roads. We plow our snow. When you call the police, they come. You can come to a city council meeting and get the phone number of the person you need to talk to because you're having a problem with your neighbor. You can't do that in other cities in Northwest Ohio. And city governments, school governments, EMS services, need revenue. It's just the fact of the matter. I was in a township meeting not too long ago where the township's trying to acquire a fire truck. And they had a citizen stand up and say, well, you know, we could have bake sales and raise that money.
1 minute.
It just doesn't work that way. So you're looking at an opportunity that has very low environmental impact. The rules and regulations and permits that they have to go through to build a data center today are different than in the past. I'm going to end with this to prove it, right? I used to drive down Navarre Avenue and there was an orange haze over Navarre Avenue. It was sulfur coming from the Sunoco refinery. Sunoco didn't go out there and clean that up themselves. It took the federal government to pass regulations to clean up that air, and we're all better off for it. And those standards are what we rely on in the world of economic development from Ohio EPA and federal EPA to make sure the developments that we bring to communities are the right fit and are good for the citizens and good for the community. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Thompson. Lori, yes, because you had signed in, you finish, you had time left.
I didn't intend to do this, and I support Mr. Thompson 110%.
I'm sorry, make sure that you speak in the mic here.
110%. I've lived here 40-plus years, and I am proud of Oregon, and I love what the mayor has done, not what everybody the changes, they're not to believe them, they haven't.
Thompson. Lori, yes, because you had signed in, you finish, you had time left.
I didn't intend to do this, and I support Mr. Thompson 110%.
I'm sorry, make sure that you speak in the mic here.
110%. I've lived here 40-plus years, and I am proud of Oregon, and I love what the mayor has done, not what everybody the changes they want to make that I'm seeing we already have. Everything I've seen, let's keep transparency. Let's keep family friendly. I see it all here. And as far as the data center, I'm not as savvy as Mr. Thompson but I do have some common sense. And what I think is very, very sad, and I do see this on Facebook, sorry to say, it is a powerful tool. None of these people believe any of you. I'll leave out those two.
Please.
Believe any of you. And I think it's sad, and I've seen it said. Like they're going to tell us the truth. I've heard up here, I went out here, I saw this, and I've seen good from a lot of people on council, and I believe council. I've had no reason not to believe them. They haven't steered me wrong. So I just want to say you deserve the support tonight. And I hate to say that these type of people are the people who represent the anti-data center. I think that's very sad, very, very sad. That's all I have to say.
Thank you.
I suppose
Mr. President, since I've been addressed multiple times by people in the audience, and there's no, please, if you just let me give me 10 seconds. If you give me 10 seconds. You guys have no
No,
rules
sir,
about
you
signing
did not
in.
sign in.
It's like I was addressed by two people. I would be
No,
more than
I
happy to
have
take
not.
just 2
Not
minutes at a
since we
time to
started
address
this.
it back. And there's no rule requiring signing in. Ask Mrs. Pauloff. I asked Mrs. Pauloff about it. You guys have no rules about that. No ordinance
Mr. President.
or
Excuse me, Mr. President.
Mr. Drake.
I know in the past, not tonight, so Joel, you can shake your head all you want at me. I don't care. I know in the past, there's been people that have come in late, whatever reasons, have been able to come in and speak, even though they weren't able to sign in, whatever their issues were. So I just ask that. You've done it for other people. I think it's only common sense to allow.
I'm okay with
other
that. I'll leave my
Well,
sign
it's
back here.
not
Thank
common
you.
sense. But 2 minutes.
Thank you, sir. I really appreciate it.
Name and address for the record.
I'm not going to give you my.
Then you
name and
cannot-
address.
then you can't
This is
speak.
my time. Hold on. Hear
Wait
me
a
out. Hear me out. I will provide a cease and desist letter regarding that to Mrs. Purpura about that. I had to say Fourth Amendment violation to require someone to give the
Please
name and
start the
address.
clock.
Okay, thank you. I know the language I chose.
Mr. President,
Can-
just,
can-
just let me
Excuse
address
me.
something
Excuse
with you. I was just going to say, we do have a policy for that. The state does provide, we're a home rule charter city, and our order of business as council rules does provide for citizens, if they wish to speak, to have to give their name and address.
You're-
We'll let you talk. We do
I
have the
understand
rule.
that, and I have no problem
it's-
with giving you the lawsuit, or not the lawsuit, but the case law behind it. I have not a problem with that. I'm not trying to come up here and start a bunch of stuff. I'm just
I'm
trying to
just
prove a
telling you,
point.
you said we do have a policy in place, and it is backed up by.
Thank you, sir. I understand the charter
Ohio State
city, the
statute,
aspect you're trying to
because
push here
we're a
on that. I
chartered
get
city,
it. But there is case
ahead.
law all the way up to the Supreme Court, which supersedes all, it's my 2 minutes, which supersedes all of that. Absolutely. And before I came here today, I clarified with the city council person about the rules for this place. There are no rules. You just go by Robert's Rules of Order. So my signage, while it may be shocking to some, there are a few people here that I spoke to today, a polite, cordial conversation. The sign, that the F word is the most versatile word in the English language. Every form of word, adjective, noun, verb, it covers all of them. That's the only word that can be used such freely, and I mean, some people don't like it, and I get it, and it's okay. There is case law to support that as well. Cohen v. California. Guy had a shirt on, said F the draft in court, and it went to the Supreme Court. Johnson v. Campbell. It's not disorderly conduct unless it's fighting words. That's the fighting word doctrine. I'm not here. I am an Oregon resident. I do live here. There's a lot of people here that know who I am. Your chief and deputy chief, they know who I am. Mrs. Perpera knows who I am. Mrs. Pauloff, Mr. Salander. I'm not hiding. But I will stand on the principle, the Fourth Amendment allows us to be secure on a person, papers, houses, and effects. I do not have to give up my information. I get death threats on a regular basis because of what I do. All right, and I'm okay with that. I'll put up with it.
1 minute.
Thank you, sir. What you guys need to understand, and I'll like I said, I'll provide all the case law, is it's not lawful to require that. And I'm not sure if you're aware, but there was someone that spoke here that did not give their name and address. Now it's called viewpoint discrimination. That's a whole other lawsuit, if that goes that way. So I got it on record. I'll be more than happy to sit and talk with you all. My name is Aaron Collins. I am an Oregon resident. They've got my phone number. She's got my phone number. I can be reached on Facebook. Mr. Sounder knows how to get a hold of me, so does Mrs. Pauloff. I just ask you, I understand. It's a heated issue. I get it. It's okay. I'm not against you guys. I'm for standing on the law, and that's all there is to it. Thank you, sir.
Our next item on the
So there's the public comment portion, my public comment portion, and what I responded to the people of and what I was discussing with the city. I had a nice conversation with the mayor after this, a pretty good conversation. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We kind of cleared that up, the idea behind it as well. But after the meeting, Mr. Paul Gibbs, who's running for city council, sought me out to talk to me, a conversation we wouldn't have had otherwise had it not been for my sign, proving that, this sign can bring conversation up and bring up, a flaw maybe, Mr. Gibbs's mindset and someone that is running for city council. And I think it's pretty telling, our conversation we had. My body camera was right here on my shoulder, plain as day there. Not trying to hide it from anybody, which is why the angle is like it is, because I was anticipating multiple conversations. I didn't want it on my chest. And multiple people in a conversation. So that was my goal, is to have it to where, and like you seen, it had, Coach Bear, the mayor, and Mr. Gibbs in the conversation. So that's why it was where it is, first part of it. Sorry about that. But here's Mr. Gibbs and what he has to say. I'm not voting for Gibbs.
Hey, I'm Paul Gibbs.
Nice to meet you, Paul.
Running for city.
I see you. I've seen your signs a few places. How you doing? My name's Aaron, by the way.
Yeah. What is it?
Aaron.
Aaron.
Yes, sir.
Aaron
Collins.
Collins. Any relation to Ronnie Collins?
I don't know, man. There's a lot of us.
Okay.
Every color you can think of, and every way. I'm actually related to a couple of Collinses, but from my mom's side, not the Collins side.
Okay.
So yeah, there's a lot of us.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, Aaron, that it may be legally okay, but morally, it's inappropriate.
Well, who's the moral authority? Who's to decide that?
I mean, just think about how we've evolved with that word.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of ways
you
it
got
could
little
go.
kids saying it all the time, and
Little kids see this on television.
Oh, I know.
They see it on the internet. They hear it at home in school. My
but that doesn't.
probably 5-year-old nephew is saying these words.
Right.
But who's the arbiter of what's right,
As
and what's wrong?
adults, As adults, we set the standard.
Absolutely.
And so we should try and be the best example we can be to our young people.
And I believe that standing on the principles of the First Amendment is a core value. And the moment we allow people, hold on, let me hear. The moment we allow people to step on it and stifle our speech, however it may be, as long as it doesn't amount to fighting or direct insults to somebody, I don't like direct insults at anybody. As long as we keep that kind of rhetoric or moral authority to that, then everything else is fair game. And I really don't want to upset people, but sometimes you need to bring attention to things. A lot of people don't know about the data center. I just found out about the data center. I live in Oregon and I'm into politics. So
We can do better though. We can do better.
that's, it's your personal opinion.
The four-letter word is not good.
Some people don't like it. And like I said, I'll separate myself from them. I have no problem with that. And that's
You
okay.
have children?
I have 3 children. Yep.
Okay. And you don't want them to see that, do you?
They see it all over the place. I mean,
Well, yeah, but that don't make it right. I mean.
well, but who's the arbiter of what's right and what's wrong? Who's the moral authority here? We can't have someone say your opinions trump mine. Your feelings don't trump my rights.
We need to set the example.
And I'm showing my children that if you have something and you want to stand on the principle of it and you want to exercise your constitutional rights, which are being eroded daily by the left and the right and
agree.
everything in between,
I understand.
sometimes you make that stand and you put that message out there so you can have these kinds of conversations. Otherwise, you don't have these conversations. No one gets upset by no data center, but fuck the data center, they get
I
upset.
don't think we need to have the conversation using the,
Would you and I have spoken otherwise?
what?
Would you think you and I would have spoken about the Constitution, the First Amendment otherwise, had the sign not
Yeah,
said fuck
I
on
was
it?
planning on meeting with you sometime to talk about it.
Yeah,
my plan-
but
my-
had my sign not had the F word on it,
My,
do you think we'd have had that
platform
conversation?
is freedom matters. I'm all about freedom.
Then why are you trying to restrict mine?
I'm not trying to restrict.
Well,
it. I'm
you
saying
are
it's
under moral
not-
authority.
It's inappropriate.
See, you're trying to restrict it under the moral authority that your morals are better than mine.
Well, my morals come from a higher being.
I'm not religious.
Well, you don't have to be.
I mean, Jesus went in and flipped the tables, right?
Yeah.
Some people would see that as aggression. Jesus said, sell your cape, get a sword. Some people would see that as aggression, violence. Who's the moral authority here? Who's the moral compass? The Bible says no coarse jesting. Okay. Is this coarse jesting? Might be insulting to some people, but then again, that's for me and my maker. If I die one day and there's a guy, doesn't matter what denomination, whether it's Buddha, whether it's Muhammad, whether it's Jesus Christ, whether it's God, the Father, and the Holy Spirit, that's for me to deal with. I understand people don't
You
like,
will. You
and
will.
I understand people don't like
We're
the
all gonna
language,
be accountable someday.
and I don't mind that. But while I'm here, obey the laws of man, and the laws of man state that Cohen v. California, this is permissible speech. Johnson v. Campbell, this is permissible speech. The Village of Woodmere v. Work, which is Ohio, January 13th, 2022, Ohio Supreme Court case, this is permissible speech. So for you to try to restrict it or want it restricted should be offensive to everyone that's looking at your platform.
Can I?
Absolutely. So yes.
Okay, when,
First off, I don't know if you remember me, the Journey concert, my daughter.
Yeah.
She got to meet them.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, she was bubbling and jumping and flipping out. It was amazing.
Same
So thank you.
here.
Yeah,
Just let me ask one question.
yeah.
Who's your father? Is it Vern?
No. My family's from like Lake in Kentucky. We're East Siders, and I'm an East Side transplant. As you can tell by my language, probably.
No,
I say fuck a lot.
I know some Collins that
Probably more
were
than you.
in East Toledo. I taught at Wait for years.
Did you?
I coached football and wrestling there.
Not Bear, right? No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I was on the wrestling team. I wrestled.
gotta say this
98.
real
Yeah.
All right, so there you go, guys and gals. That is my night, October 13th, 2025, at the Oregon, Ohio City Council meeting, discussion about the data center, proposed data center. First and foremost, I would like to thank Mr. Drake. I really appreciate you standing up for me to be able to speak. Good job. I wanted to shake your hand and thank you in person, but Mr. Gibbs grabbed me, and then I seen you walking by, and then I had Coach Bear, Terry, council president, and then I had the mayor there. I didn't get to thank you. I would love to thank you in person. Next chance I get, I will. I'll do my best to thank you in person. As for Mr. Gibbs, thank you for coming up and broaching the subject of the sign and bringing conversation. And our conversation, I think, is a really good point. It really disproves Mr. Thompson's point, saying that you can't have, a civil conversation with someone like that. I mean, the only time I mentioned anything bad was when I just said, well, if the sign didn't say fuck, we wouldn't have this conversation. I appreciate the conversation. I thank you very much. Thank you for coming and talking to me. I think I broke Mr. Gibbs though, because he, no, do I? I think I broke him a little bit. I think I broke him. I think I broke Coach Bear a little bit. I think he realized, or maybe he might have recognized me. I don't know. I mean, it's been, oh my God, I'm old. 28 years since high school. So, wow, yeah. Oh my God, I'm old. 28 years since high school. So, I don't know if you recognize me or not. I do look similar but different, you know. You age almost 30 years, it's going to happen. But Mr. Mayor, I appreciate your time. Thank you for the conversation afterwards. Guys, I do have a long conversation with the mayor after this, 45 minutes to an hour. We get kind of deep and personal, so it does cut off at a point to where, you know, it's just a personal conversation, not the politics, not the city, and things like that. So I'm thinking about putting that out there a little bit later, because there's a lot of good information in here. I'm going to verify some of it first before I put it out, which is why it's not included in this. But there's a few things that were in here along the way. I would like to see if you picked up on it. If there's something you noticed that I didn't comment on, or say anything about, or put a note on the screen about, please let me know in the comments what you thought. There's a few points that I'm like, I'll leave that for the comments. So, as always, I thank you guys. I appreciate you. Take care of yourself and each other. I'll see you.